Hi everybody, my name is Tommy. You're joining my YouTube channel called Growing Old with Tommy G, where this 50-year-old man is going to talk about whatever he wants to talk about. Of course, we are going to talk about specifically running shoes because one of my favorite hobbies is running. So let's start with few pairs that I've been using before I bought my new ones recently, and I bought my new ones about a week ago. So let's talk about my favorites, okay? So I've got maybe 6 shoes that I love, pairs of shoes that I love that had traveled with me. All right. So my trusted pairs are these red ones. Right. So this model is called the Lunar Glide. Right, they're very solid. I love them because it's flat. There's enough flexibility on the the middle part of the shoes. Kind of the sole part of it is a very solid sole. So you can use this for running and cross training. You can jump on plyo box with this. Pretty solid. So these pairs have gone walking with me everywhere that I've traveled. So it's walked all over the streets of Florence, in Asia, and I went running with this in Palawan, the Philippines. So trusted pair. But it's surprising that this year I didn't buy this model because I'm trying other models that I like, but these are not the pretentious kind of shoes. Very simple. You see, simple design. It's just red because red is my favorite color. The second pair that I love is what we call this Zoom Pegasus. This pair with the gold Nike swoosh in there, logo, Nike Zoom Pegasus, Zoom Pegasus. The sole is also very solid, and it's it's very stable. Again, when you're using this for running, it serves its purpose. I like them, but I use them kind of like on alternate kind of pairs of shoes. One thing to notice is my shoes, despite the fact that these are 2 years old, they don't show like all of my shoes are like these because I don't wear them every day. So there's an alternate. So you don't normally you don't see like a wear and tear even after using this for 2 years now. And actually, this is just supposed to be my second favorite. But yeah, this is also very trusted as far as run is concerned. I think I use this more often than this one. This is called the Sky Luxe. I think they call it Sky Luxe. I don't know why. Maybe I should have done my research, but pretty solid. I think I like this because of this. It's not as like when you're running, you don't want it to be like too bouncy. So that's my preference because I've got a back kind of issue. So I like my shoes to have just enough cushioning, so to speak. So I think this is good. Yeah, but this shows a lot of wear and tear on the side. There's a pronation. Is that the right word? I forgot what it was. But anyway, you can tell that on the side here, there's a lot of wear and tear. I don't know if you can see that. Like a lot, like on this side, is more worn than the other side. All right, but these are my favorite as well. So these are 2-year-old shoes, pairs of shoes. This, and this. These are all old shoes, and I've been using them for the last 2 years now, and I love them. Oh, I forgot. I also love this. Menken 3. This is a Menken 3. This is a little stiff. Like this part here is a little stiff, so I don't use this for running. And I think this also is a little stiff on the very back of it. So it doesn't have enough cushion, if you will, when you're running. So no, this is not my running pair. But if you want to walk with this is great. And just like I said, for cross training, this is perfect because this was actually, it says lift, run, jump, cut. But lift is fine because it's solid again, right? So I think it's built for lifting. I do lift rarely, but when I have that routine, then I wear this because it's a solid footing when you're lifting something heavy. On to the new style. Yeah, that Nike ad actually prompted me to buy new pairs. It was not because I needed new pairs. My old 2-year-old pairs were just fine. You know, they didn't even show any wear and tear, so I really don't need any new pairs. But that Nike ad was so effective, at least I gravitate towards that kind of ad, that I bought new pairs. So I bought 4 pairs. And this year, I'm trying, I tried new pairs. But since I love Menken, I actually bought Menken 4 this year. And I love this style right here. Right there. Solid. This I use for cross training, just like I mentioned. I went with a new kind of style that I normally don't. I try not to, you know, buy camo kind of shoes because they're faddish or they can go out of style and they don't go well with other kind of outfit. You know, if you want to wear this with your jeans and stuff like that, if you do, then they don't work well because, yeah, it's just, maybe it does, but in my opinion, it just doesn't go well with a lot of like pants that I wear. Right? If I want to take this to like, if I want to wear this to like a date or something like that. But since Menken is my trusted cross training shoes, I bought the Menken 4. So this is the new style. Nothing new, same kind of function, and it's just a different design, a different color. So yeah, so I'm sticking with Menken for cross training. Alright, so despite the fact that I love Pegasus and I forgot the other pair of shoes that I love, but I'll link it here as far as the name is concerned. But this year I thought I'd switch to new pairs, right? So I actually chose, and I bought 2 pairs of probably the same model. I don't know which one is which, but they call it Zoomfly SP. It's pretty cool, right? This is Zoomfly SP. And then I think this is called Zoomfly SP Fast. It's the same kind of model. It's the same kind of design. But I like having a variety, right? So I don't think there is anything different between the two other than the color. But one thing that I love about this pair, again, I gravitate towards this color, red, because it's my favorite. But one thing I love this pairs, right? Both of these pairs, I want to talk about them, you know, their functionality and what they do to me at the same time, because I think they're almost identical. But I just like them. I mean, I bought 2 because I like the colors, right? I think this is lemon, and this is red. Okay, so let's talk about this first. So as you can see here, it's translucent. So any pairs of socks that you wear would show. So you can see my fingers. Yeah, if you can, right? So this is translucent, and I like it because the design of my socks show in here. I like that because my socks have a lot of lines, right? My crew socks, I wear crew socks, have a lot of lines, and it shows here the design. So I like that. But one thing that I'm going to tell you why I love these pairs, both of these shoes, right, is because this is solid. So when you're doing, like say your planks, you can actually lift yourself with just this, right? So your toes is like really upright. You can lift yourself up like this, and it's pretty solid, and you feel like you get a better workout that way doing your plank, as opposed to like say this bending, right? So this doesn't really bend, but some of the shoes will bend. So you feel like there's a pressure in your toes as you do your planks, right? So this is pretty solid. I love the fact that it's solid and I can lift my toes without putting so much pressure on my toes, right? But I've tried running with these. So I did a 30-minute run with this outdoors. And what it does is it actually propels you forward. So you're using most of these part, like this part here, your toes, the front part, rather than this. So it actually, when you're running, it's like you're almost getting lifted, and you're forced to use the upper portion of your feet. And I've also used these two, right? These two, right, for walking at incline. So what I do at the gym is I, put the treadmill right at the very top incline at 15, and then I walk at 3.5 speed, right? What it does is, because it propels you forward, you get a lot of workout on your calves, right? So I noticed that, and I feel like I was working a lot of my calves and then my glutes, right? So I think for that type of activity, this is, despite the fact that I've only, these are 1 week old pairs of shoes, I think these are going to be my favorite when it comes to, like, say, running and walking on a treadmill at high incline. So those are the SP Zoom Fly SP. One of them is called Fast, but both of them are of the same model. I think the only difference is like this, the design. My trainer told me that they look like European, that I gravitate towards kind of like European styling. I don't know what it is, but I think it's because of the way these shoes are kind of like they have this weird angle here. Like, I don't know if you can see it. They have that strange angle. Looks like almost like very futuristic. But just like I said, when you're using this for plank or when you're doing yoga, you can actually get lifted up. You can lift up your feet, and then your toes will be very solid in that area, because these are very solid. It's like sticking. I mean, I can feel the hardness of it, but it's also soft enough as far as these material here. So for running, the front part is solid, and just like I said, it propels you to go forward, so that you're forced to actually use the upper portion of your feet. And then I did mention that when you're using this in a treadmill and you're climbing up, I feel like I was getting a lot of workout on my calves and my butt. So that's perfect. I like the impact or the effect of these pairs of shoes on my exercise routine. So I may wear these two pairs a lot more often. All right, but my most favorite pairs of shoes really are the Vapor Max. The Vapor Max is my favorite pairs, right? So these are the Flyknits, and this is the first time that I'm trying Flyknits as far as workout shoes, because I had other Flyknits, and they're just basically good for wearing casually. They're very nice. I have a pair of Adidas with Alexander Wang's kind of like collaboration. But when I use them for the gym, they slip off. Like if you're, say, pushing like a tire out, you would literally, like, your shoes would come off your feet. So Flyknit to me was, with that experience, I didn't care for it. But these pairs are very snug. Flyknit. And the only complaint that I have is when you're walking on maybe a marble or kind of like a very smooth surface, you hear the squeaking sound. On hardwood floors and carpets, you're fine, but like in a garage, when you walk with these pairs, you'll hear that squeaking noise. It's okay with me. It doesn't bother me because I like the comfort of these shoes. The only drawback other than the squeaking noise was the very bottom. I washed this so you don't see the dirt, but essentially because this is so light, right? The dirt shows a lot more. So I'm constantly kind of like washing this. So when I wear this, because I don't like my shoes when I put them in the cases, I don't like my shoes to be dirty, so I constantly wash the bottom of my shoes, right? But these pairs are beautiful, beautiful pairs, right? Most importantly, they serve they serve the purpose, the intended purpose for what they're made for. So my favorite pairs from now on. So again, this year I bought my new favorite, the Flyknit Vapor Max, the SP Fly, I'll put all the names on it, Zoom Fly SP, and then the red one of the same kind of model, and then my trusted cross-training pairs, Menken 4. Alright, so that's all for this episode. So, yeah, Nike, they all fell on the floor. Nike, you did a great job with that ad, and you made me buy 4 pairs. Alright, that is all for today. So we talked a lot about Nike shoes today. And just like I mentioned earlier, I love that new Nike ad that it prompted me to buy not just 1, but 4 pairs just 2 weeks ago. Not sure how they're going to fare as far as regular use, because I've only used each one of them for maybe a couple of times the last 2 weeks, right? So in time, I might find out that I might go back to Lunar Glide. I don't know, because Lunar Glide is my favorite. But we'll see. I like the SB Fly. I like the design. I like the translucent kind of like appeal to it. But my new, I think, new favorite will be the Flyknit Vapor Max. One thing that I didn't mention about that particular shoes is it's tough to actually put in. So if you're in a hurry, you can't put on that shoes quickly because of the material. But I'll type it up as far as my observation, because I forgot to mention that on Flyknit it's very difficult to actually put it on, you know, in a speedy manner. All right, everybody, that is it for today. And let me know if you have comments, put them in, and then, or just say hi. But that's all we have to talk about today. See you next time.